Let's start with Serif's storyline and his business. In this scene, he refuses to help his partner, making it clear that their relationship is now based solely on profit. Judging by his pressure, in the next episode, this financial takeover will only intensify, and he will start dictating new, harsh conditions. Serif takes another 10% share of the hotel for the issued debt. This brazen move will not go unanswered. After such humiliation, it is logical to expect that his partner will start looking for outside allies to try and kick Serif out of the business in the new episode. Zeynep desperately tells her father that her historical discovery was stolen at the most crucial moment. Her stubbornness and refusal to give up speak volumes. This detail hints that in the continuation, she will start her own investigation, which will lead her to very dangerous and influential people. Her father warns Zeynep that this case is full of dangerous people ready for anything. This phrase sounds not just like parental care, but like a hidden threat. Most likely, in the next episode, we will see how he tries to artificially cover up the tracks to lead her away from the truth. When her father says that the ground is rotten and nowhere is safe, he clearly knows more than he shows. Because of this psychological pressure, it is logical to expect that Zeynep will start doubting even the people in her immediate circle. Zeynep agrees that people are bad, but her look speaks of her determination to prove she is right. This stubborn reaction shows that her trust has already been undermined. In the new episode, she will probably act completely secretly, not sharing her plans even with her family. Moving on to Adem. He throws the money right on Serif's table, tearing up Sezen's work contract. After such a public slap in the face, Serif definitely won't calm down. In the next episode, he will probably start taking revenge on Adem through his loved ones, or try to dispute the debt repayment. Serif asks in confusion where such money came from, realizing he has lost control of the situation. This reaction of his shows vulnerability. Most likely, he will next instruct his people to dig up all of Adem's financial secrets to deliver a crushing retaliatory strike. Sezen tells Adem that they almost made a huge mistake and asks him not to hide anything anymore. But we know at what cost this money was obtained. This moment is clearly a setup for Adem's lie soon coming to light with a massive and painful scandal. Adem confesses that he sold his songs for this money. Although Sezen is upset, the main bombshell is yet to come. Judging by how he tries to smooth things over, in the new episode he will face the fact that someone else will become a real star using his music. Metin confesses to Yasmin that he was at her father's funeral, but never dared to approach. This confession finally breaks the ice between them. Against the backdrop of this scene, we can expect their relationship to quickly go uphill now, despite all past grievances. Yasmin gets a firm promise from Metin: no more secrets. But in such stories, such vows are made only to be broken. Most likely, Metin is already hiding some detail about his past that will surface at the most inopportune moment. Yasmin suggests postponing the wedding until all the problems with the hotel and debts are resolved. This decision will now trigger a new spiral of tension. Metin, trying to speed things up, will probably go into a direct and very risky conflict with Serif in the next episode. Returning to Zeynep. She explains that only she had the key to the room with the treasure, and now she is considered the prime suspect. Because of this ambiguity, it is logical to expect that the official investigation will start pressuring her, driving her into a corner. Camille too confidently promises that everything will work out and the guilty will be found. By the way, if you like our reviews, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. This overconfidence of Camille hints that he himself will get into criminal clashes to clear Zeynep's name. Camille volunteers to fix Zeynep's car, taking her keys. This looks like ordinary friendly help, but most likely it is through this car or its repair that Camille will accidentally stumble upon the first clue leading straight to the real smugglers. Camille promises Zeynep that he will solve her main problem of clearing the suspicions himself, asking her not to worry about it. After such a bold statement, the most logical next step is for Camille to start his own surveillance of suspicious people in the village. The smugglers realize with horror that the chest has disappeared from the spot on the bottom where they hid it. Their panic shows how much they fear their boss. In the next episode, these thugs will surely start shaking up the whole village in search of accidental witnesses. Their superior threatens them with death if they do not find the missing chest within a day. This direct threat means there is no more time to waste. In the new episode, a cruel hunt will begin, and completely random locals might come under fire. And here are the culprits of the panic. The guys accidentally pull the chest out of the water. This is a classic setup for huge problems. Judging by their initial shock, they will next try to clumsily hide this box, which will lead to a series of dangerous and ridiculous situations. Camille proudly declares that they are ready to do anything to find the treasure. His blind determination collides with the fact that the chest is already with the guys. It is logical to expect that Camille's path and the trio with the chest will soon cross in the most unexpected place. The guys open the chest and see the gold, immediately starting to dream about paying off their debts. It is this thirst for quick money that will most likely force them to make a fatal mistake in the next episode. For example, they might try to sell one coin to a local buyer. Zeynep shows Camille stories of other returned treasures, trying to keep her fading hope alive. This historical excursion is not given just like that. Probably one of the smuggler's old schemes will be used by the criminals again, and Camille will be able to spot it in time. Camille makes a loud vow that if his name is Camille, he will definitely find the treasure and bring it back. After such words, it is clear that he will go to the very end. In the next episode, we will definitely see him start aggressively pressuring local informants. Sarif offers to host the circumcision celebration right in front of his hotel, playing the role of a generous benefactor. But we understand his true motives. Further on, this mass celebration will clearly become an arena for a major showdown, or a cover for a new theft. Yasmin explains to the family that she and Metin discussed everything and decided to postpone the wedding for now. This calmness is deceptive. Against the backdrop of the growing crisis with the hotel and debts, this decision will only add fuel to the fire, forcing Metin to act more radically. Ferdowes confesses a terrible secret to Ahmet. Adam took out a large loan in her name. Here it is, that long-awaited and unresolved conflict. Upon learning of such betrayal, Ahmet will hardly be able to contain his anger in the next episode. Ahmet's reaction to the words about the loan shows the extreme degree of his disappointment and anger. He realizes that Adem framed his own mother. Because of this, in the continuation, the conflict between Ahmet and Adem will come to the forefront, destroying the family from the inside. The guys justify themselves by saying that the sea itself gave them this chance, and they are obliged to use it. This self-hypnosis means they definitely won't go to the police. Most likely, they will try to hide the chest somewhere else, but they will do it extremely clumsily. The guys call Sari Dai, and he tries to hide the essence of the conversation from those around him, speaking in incomprehensible riddles. From his nervous and greedy reaction, it looks like he will next try to seize the initiative and take the chest from his nephews under the guise of helping. Sari Dai brazenly lies to his nephews on the phone that the gold coins are just chocolate fakes. This blatant lie will be revealed very quickly, and when the guys realize that their uncle tried to cheat them, their shaky alliance will crack seriously. Ahmet is waiting as tensely as possible for the guys to return, having learned the truth about the loan. His oppressive silence in this scene is much more eloquent than any shouts. As soon as Adem crosses the threshold, it is logical to expect that Ahmet will unleash all his accumulated anger on him. The uncle tells the family in a panic that the guys were taken by some smugglers. Against the background of this horror, we can expect that the women of the family, realizing what a deadly trouble their husbands got into, will themselves try to intervene in the criminal showdowns in the next episode. The guys sit tied up in the basement, realizing their complete helplessness. They are in the weakest possible position before the bandits. Because of this, they will have to make a deal. Most likely, they will promise to give up the gold in exchange for their lives. Sari Dai reasons that this place was built as an impregnable fortress from which there is no escape. This gloomy assessment of the situation hints that escaping quietly will not work. The only likely move here is to use the stupidity of the guards for a noisy escape. A noisy crowd from the circumcision celebration passes right by the bandits' lair, distracting their attention. This is a perfect coincidence. Judging by this scene, it is the chaos of the public festivity that will become the very loophole through which a large-scale rescue operation will begin. Camille, club in hand, prepares to attack the bandits, stating that it is time to pay back old debts. This scene looks like preparation for a serious strike. In the new episode, Camille will surely become the main threat to the smugglers. The fight is in full swing, and Camille dashingly scatters his opponents. But such street victories rarely go without consequences. It looks like one of the escaped bandits will next report everything to the boss, and Camille will become their #1 target. Camille harshly interrogates the defeated bandit, trying to find out the name of his true boss. The bandit remains desperately silent. This silence proves that the ringleader is an incredibly influential figure. In the next episode, Camille will have to look for other ways to get on the trail. Immediately after the miraculous rescue, Ahmet attacks Adem with questions, not even letting him catch his breath. This clash could no longer be stopped. Adem's attempt to justify the loan will only intensify the conflict, and Ahmet might kick him out of the house. Sari Dai aggressively demands the gold back, claiming it belongs only to him. The guys sharply object. This internal split due to greed will clearly lead to them trying to steal the treasure from each other in the next series. Adem assures his uncle that he hid the gold safely at home, but his voice sounds uncertain. This boasting will quickly backfire on him. Because of this overconfidence, the treasure hunt storyline will reach a new level when they discover an empty stash. Adem realizes in shock that the gold has disappeared right from his stash. The fact that the bag vanished without any signs of a break-in points directly to their own people. Most likely, they will next start nervously questioning the household, gradually realizing the full scale of the disaster. Kevser smilingly pours ancient coins into the children's hands, thinking they are regular chocolates. This scene looks comical, but its consequences will be devastating. In the next episode, the guys will have to chase children all over the village, buying back the gold. The men in the tea house twirl an antique coin in their hands, noticing the profile's resemblance to the locals. This detail indicates that rumors about the gold have already spread around the neighborhood. It will no longer be possible to conceal the treasure, and the bandits will soon find out about it. Kevser naively confesses to Adem that she gave away all the coins at the party to please the guests. This confession becomes the main trigger of a new plot. Now the guys face an impossible task: to collect the scattered historical heritage from their neighbors' pockets. When Kevser begins to list everyone she generously poured coins to, the situation becomes critical. It turns out the gold fell into the hands of the most talkative residents. It is logical to expect that this information will reach straight to the true owners of the contraband. The guys sit and greedily count the miraculously saved coins, hoping everything worked out. Their focus on the numbers shows they are still dreaming of wealth. Probably it is during the recount that they will realize the most valuable part is lost. The recount is over, and they realize with horror, exactly one single coin is missing. This shortage leaves a huge plot hook for the continuation. Most likely, this coin will end up in the hands of the police and become the main evidence against them. Adem admits that he gave this coin to a runaway child to calm him down. This accident will cost them dearly. In the new episode, the chase after this specific child will turn into a dangerous quest, which Serif's people will intervene in. Serif screams hysterically at Kevser, demanding the return of the gold, which he considers rightfully his. His anger shows that he is losing the last remnants of his sanity due to greed. In the new series, it is logical to expect that he will try to blackmail the whole family. The bandits hand over the chest to their boss with relief, thinking they have completed the task. They are relaxed and confident. But this triumph will not last long. When the deception is revealed, their punishment will be as cruel as possible and exemplary for others. The smuggler boss opens the chest and flies into a rage, realizing he was fooled. Now the bandits look like complete idiots. Because of this failure, they will act aggressively, leaving accidental witnesses no chance of salvation. Zeynep bitterly says that she gave years of her life to this research, but everything went to waste. Her pain is absolutely sincere. But after the chest is found, her reputation will most likely be threatened again due to her father's hidden actions. She believed that the found treasure would solve all her life problems and prove she was right. This naivety makes her very vulnerable. It is most logical to expect that soon she will accidentally find undeniable evidence pointing directly to her family's criminal affairs. Zeynep is solemnly called to the stage to receive a prestigious award for the return of historical heritage. This is the moment of her absolute professional triumph. But against the background of all the remaining secrets, this celebration looks like merely the calm before the real storm in the next episode. She stands on the stage, accepts congratulations, and shyly thanks the audience. Her blind joy contrasts with what we already know about her father. In the new episode, this joy will be replaced by shock when the truth about the smugglers begins to surface. Zeynep begins her touching speech, talking about how hard it was to reach this goal. These words sum up her long struggle. But the struggle is not over. Most likely, she will next try to find out exactly who tried to steal her work. She warmly thanks her father for his support, completely unaware of his true criminal role. This blind filial love will soon be shattered. In the next episode, we will highly likely see how the father tries to use this status for new crimes. The culmination of the whole intrigue. Zeynep's father shakes Camille's hand, praising him for his courage. They look at each other, and the tension is simply off the charts. It looks like a quiet but deadly intellectual duel will begin between them, hidden from the eyes of others. Camille notices a deep, fresh wound on the father's hand and begins to ask uncomfortable questions. This visual detail instantly pieces together the whole puzzle in his head. Now the logic of the storyline leads to Camille secretly starting to collect evidence against him. A flashback of the bandits' interrogation brings us back to the thought that the boss is incredibly dangerous. Now that we know who this boss is, the stakes skyrocket. In the next episode, Zeynep's father, realizing the threat from Camille, will try to eliminate him using someone else's hands. The final monologue about how gold does not lose its value even after falling into the mud sums it up philosophically. But plot-wise, it is a clear and bold hint. Most likely, that very missing coin is now lying somewhere in literal mud, awaiting its fate. The words about how difficult it is to stay clean among snakes perfectly describe Zeynep's current situation. Closer to the finale, it is especially noticeable that the ring of lies around her is tightening. The most likely move here is that she will soon realize that the main snake is very close by. The final picture of the next episode emerges extremely clearly. Camille will start a secret war against Zeynep's father. Seraph will launch a ruthless attack on his competitors, and the guys will desperately search for the last coin. The center of the clash will be the attempt to keep old secrets at any cost.